right, folks. So Kyle unfortunately will not be on this episode of On the Couch Talking Sports. It's just gonna be me, just sitting here, just telling you guys about what an amazing host I am, and just what a absolute loser Kyle is. Hey, what are you doing here?
Nothing.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to this Hump Day edition of On the Couch Talk. Of On the Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, happy Hump Day to you. It's good to see you. How are you? How you doing this week and today?
Pretty good. I'm getting pretty psyched for. I know we're gonna have kind of a 3-day weekend, kind of.
True.
I'm sure. Do you have the day off this weekend?
I do. I do have the day off on Monday. I'm very excited about it. Get to sleep in a little bit, maybe. That's good. So that's always good.
Yeah, but, my work we have like a half day, so it's kind of a day off, but not really because you have to do some.
You don't have to deal with the kids though.
That's true. Yep. Okay.
Just think happy thoughts.
Yeah.
And actually, speaking of weekends, that's going to sort of be a perfect segue into our episode for this evening because last Saturday to be exact, Kyle and I did something that we always enjoy doing, and that was attend a sporting event. This time it was a collegiate sporting event. That's right, Kyle and I don't know, for those of you who follow our Instagram at OA... Oh, God, forgetting the name of our Instagram.
OACTS.
Hold on, I gotta look it up now.
I think it's OACTS Insta.
Yeah, you're right. It's at OACTS Insta on Instagram. I should probably remember that. But anyway, if you follow us on Instagram, you probably saw some photos that we took from said sporting event. It was a college hockey game between BC and Merrimack over at BC. And, Kyle and I went and had a great time, and BC won by a 4-1 final. So, Kyle, I just want to get sort of, before we dive into, like, the nitty-gritty, just sort of your overall impressions of the game on Saturday.
Well, I had a good feeling about the game as soon as we stepped in, because they had the absolute best cupcakes I've seen in a while. It was literally...
I was judging how good the game's going to be based on the food provided.
Exactly.
You have great concessions. It's going to be a great game.
There you go, right? I mean, it's a Boston cream
it's
cupcake.
It's actually kind of true.
Spot
and
on.
they had great popcorn, too.
They did, yeah. Yeah, we had a good start with that, so, I don't know, I feel like the good food, we kind of brought that.
It was good vibes.
I think.
Good vibes.
Yeah. But overall, no, it was a really... It was a really good game. It was a lot of fun to watch. I hadn't watched a hockey game myself in quite a while, probably about a year or so. So it was kind of nice. Okay, maybe a little less than a year because of the Northeastern game that we went to. But
yeah. It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's still a little while, but it was fun. I love watching hockey. Hockey's probably one of my favorite live sports to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely, and like I said, BC kind of dominated from the start. I think they were up like 2-0 after the first period, and then were up 4-0, and then Merrimack did get a goal late, but ended up not meaning much. Just sort of talking about like the play on the ice. I mean, obviously a lot of exciting play and just a lot of good stuff.
Honestly, it really, I thought it really was. They had a really good pace the whole game, especially after you were telling me that they lost basically all their other season.
They were 0-5 going into that game. Yes.
Yeah, and it was kind of nice to see. They really kind of brought that spark. I thought. Like you could tell, they were kind of like getting it together a little bit in the first period, but I feel like by the end of the first period, I don't know. I maybe this is just like maybe I'm just talking out of my butt here as a person like that.
You usually do, so it's okay.
But it just felt like that they really had it together.
They played really well.
I thought they really, they especially because the first period is when they got the first one or two goals that they
I
got?
think they got 2.
They got 2. Okay, that's what I
I
figured.
think so.
Yeah,
I have to go back and check the tape.
Yeah, right. It was. I feel like it's like
Doing
you could tell the confidence.
research here.
And I'm not a big hockey. I'll admit I've never played hockey. So
sorry. They only scored 1 goal in the first. It
was only 1.
They scored 3. Actually, there were no goals scored in the third. They scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and Merrimack scored 1 in the second.
Oh, okay.
So, okay.
So gotcha.
Sorry,
it was
a correction there.
it was just a really good game. It was a lot of fun to watch. They just I feel like they really had it together this team. So. Yeah.
And another question, sort of off the ice stuff.
Off the record.
No, not off the record. No, this is on the record, man. This is all on the record. Because I know you are a former. I always have to ask you this when we go to BC sporting events because I know you are a former band member back in your high school days. But what were your thoughts about this installment of the BC marching band at the game?
They're a really good band. I really like hearing them. They're a really incredible pep band. They just I really thought they brought the little extra fire there to the audience. You know, like they just kind of. I like their arrangements, especially when they played that song. Was it "I Love It"? Whatever that song.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
I love it.
Because I don't care about that song. Sorry.
I know you really don't like that song unless the BC band is playing.
Yeah, but like when I hear them play it, it sounds really good. I'm like, okay, cool. I can dig this song in the band version.
And then you hear the original version, you're like, no.
I really don't care. But I also want to give a really quick shout out to their version of Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. They played that I think once or twice, and they just added that extra like epic vibe to it. It was really cool.
Very cool, and but also your thoughts on them playing Seven Nation Army during every penalty kill.
Oh my god, yeah, that was like
it's kind of I have to sort of preface this by saying it is sort of a BC band tradition that anytime BC is shorthanded around the penalty kill, when there's a whistle during the penalty kill, they will play Seven Nation Army during that stoppage. So it's kind of like, they've been doing this for years, but it's kind of funny, like, you just, can't get enough Seven Nation Army, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you hear it a lot, but hey, it's how it is. So, honestly, though, it might be more on the refs, though, on this, if you think about it.
I don't know, they called a lot of penalties.
A lot of penalties.
Especially against BC. It was like every 2 minutes it seemed like there was like penalty.
Honestly, like if the refs were Oprah, I feel like the audience would be...
You get a penalty, yeah.
Yeah, you get... the hockey team would literally be Oprah's audience.
You're probably right. But and speaking of the audience, or speaking of the crowd... your thoughts on the crowd during that game. I mean, obviously it was kind of it wasn't the biggest crowd, but still it was pretty exciting atmosphere, I thought.
Honestly, it was, you're right, it was a pretty good turnout, and again, I want to reiterate the band really kind of brought that extra kind of oomph to the crowd itself too, but despite the fact that, I like how there were still a number of people, despite the fact that they lost a lot of games, and I like really the dedication this fan base has, for the hockey team. So I gotta really hand it to the crowd,
Definitely, and like I said, it was just a lot of fun. And I mean, the nice thing about going to like a BC game is tickets are pretty inexpensive. Like it was only $15 for pretty decent balcony seats, and even like down below is usually only like $25, maybe $25 a ticket. So it's like it's really not a bad cost, and parking's free. I mean, so it's really cost wise pretty pretty low, less expensive. Way to go see some pretty good sporting events. So.
Yeah, that's true. And you don't have to worry about that. That's the same traffic that the football crowd brings in, so you don't have to wait in line for
or just any Boston pro sporting event.
Or that too, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but And I do want to throw a quick shout out while we're on the subject of BC to the BC football team, who I know, it was funny, we were before the hockey game started, we were actually watching the end of the BC football game against Virginia Tech, which they won, by the way.
Yep.
So we were taking that in.
Good.
But the Eagles currently ranked number 17 in the country, and they will be hosting number 2 ranked Clemson this weekend at home.
Ooh, should be a good
Saturday
game.
night football. It's gonna be some fun, and also College Game Day, which is for those of you who don't know, is a live college football show that airs every Saturday morning on location from 9 a.m. to noon. Is going to be broadcasting live from BC on Saturday. It's the first time since 2009 that they've been here, so it's going to be a really exciting day of football, and hopefully BC can pull the upset. I have a good feeling.
That'd be awesome.
We'll see, but we'll see what happens on Saturday night. And speaking of football, it's now time to turn our attention to the other level of football that we always talk about, pro football, with our weekly fantasy update. And then we got a little special preview, a little teaser. But first, let's get into how we did in week 9. I'm going to go first. I did really well in my leagues. I went 3-0 across my 3 leagues.
Nice.
In our league, I won 82.18 to 72.56. So it was a low scoring week, but still, I was able to pick up the victory. Had a good performance by Cam Newton and also Pierre Garçon. Well overdid his projected stats. So I was very impressed with him.
That's true. He had a good
job,
points
Pierre.
there.
Thank you. I did have one player that was. This is the one thing about fantasy is sometimes you get these situations where you have players who are either injured or on a bye week, but you have nobody to replace them with. So I had a couple of those this week. So unfortunately, unfortunately just had to sort of live and let live with those. But got the job done.
There you go. You got the W.
Exactly. And then in my second league, I actually had a big come from behind victory. I was down by like 10 points or so heading in to Monday night, and then Dion Lewis, running back for Tennessee, had a really good game and picked me up 23 points. So I was able to rally and pull out a very close one, 177.44 to 176.92. So I won by less than a point. So thank you, Dion Lewis. You are the man. I needed that win in that league, and thank you for helping me out there. And also thank you to Drew Brees, who had almost 57 points, and Michael Thomas of New Orleans as well, who had 41 points. It was only projected to have 19. So thank you to all 3 of those guys. And then my final league, as I pull it up here. Come on, phone. Sorry. Phone is being slow. I won 162.26 to 140. I got a nice performance by Matt Ryan. He got 43 points. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I had Gronk in my lineup, and he ended up missing Monday night's game. And then, again, I had a situation where I got it by, but nobody to replace him with.
That's rough.
But still, got the job done. Was very impressed. Luckily, the guy I was facing had 2 guys on bye and forgot to take them out of his starting lineup. Also, he had a guy 2 guys on IR, 3 guys on IR that he forgot to take out of his lineup. So maybe this guy not necessarily up to date with his team as much as some of us. But anyway. Those are my 3 leagues. Like I said, 3-0 this week. I was very, very impressed, very happy. So, Kyle, how did you fare this week in action?
I'm gonna help you guys paint a picture a little bit. So, has anyone ever seen the movie The Dark Knight Rises? Okay, I'm gonna lay this out for you. So basically, it's about Batman facing against Bane. Now, the first time he faces Bane, do you remember what happened in that battle?
Nope.
He gets completely pummeled. like Bane just repeatedly beats him up, and Batman tries all the tricks in the book, but he at the end of the day he loses that fight. Okay. So that was me this week on both teams. So
tough week.
It was pretty bad.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. You know, like you said, live and let learn, live and let live, and
you know you can't win them all.
Exactly.
You're gonna have bad weeks.
Yeah.
But as Rocky Balboa would say, it's not how hard you get hit; it's how hard you can get hit and get up and keep fighting. And I think that's pretty much what he said, but something along those lines.
Yeah, that's hey, you know, it's totally. So I'll give you a little quick one.
Quoting Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, that's good though. That's
Story
good.
of my life.
Good movie. Good quote. That's I like that one. So you're right. It just shows that hey, you know, stuff happens, and sometimes you just don't always have control over it. So what happened was, I'm going to start with the hard hitters. Our league that we're in.
Yeah.
So I lost 91 to 137. So.
Ooh.
Your Gotham's reckoning. Sorry. I'm just going to keep doing Bane quotes there.
It's okay.
So,
you're going to live.
I will say, though, the one highlight, everyone kind of did, Chris Hogan, I don't know what's up with.
Yeah, he kind of had he didn't have that great a game, unfortunately, on Sunday.
He's not like a super high-scoring wide receiver, but it's whatever. No points at all that day. Everyone else actually scored okay. They were okay. Joku was all right. Barber was okay. I want to give a big shout-out, though, to one of my mics, because my team's name is 3 Mics and a Baby. And hopefully, I'm sure maybe if you guys watch movies from the 90s, you probably got that reference. But Michael Thomas was the highest scoring on my team. He got 27 points, so good job to him. And also, actually, the Los Angeles defense, 13 points. They were the second highest scoring. Actually, sorry, third highest scoring to Alex Smith, so who got 17. So, yeah, not bad. Not bad. You know what? I'll take it. Because, I mean, the other guy had Todd Gurley, too, so. I mean,
right.
If you're going to get someone with Todd Gurley,
you gotta hope for a miracle.
Exactly. He had a lot of high scoring people.
Hope that he doesn't show up to the game.
Yeah, especially oh my goodness, Christian McCaffrey. That I kept seeing him I'm like stop scoring.
Yeah, God damn you, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, 27 points. I'm like, oh, okay. That's going to be a tough one for me. So, the other team. So, this is our my friend Max and Derek's league that I'm in too. My team is called the Axum Rangers. For those of you who don't know, I lost. Let's see. Oh, even worse. This one was 89 to 138.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's like 50.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you're okay.
Yeah,
you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be all right.
That's like 60 points right there, right? It's about
yeah,
60
seriously.
Points. So, yeah, and I think I realized I kind of know where part of the mistake was, but honestly, I don't think it would have been something I would have been able to control because
that's what we call a slap in the face type loss.
No, not even because this guy. I mean, I'll explain. I'll break this down for you. So,
break it down.
the only mistake I made, I feel like, was I should have put Russell Wilson in. I'm realizing this now because
how could you not put Russell Wilson? What is wrong with
Seriously.
you?
I know. I should have put Wilson in. I thought Trubisky would have held his own because he's been doing really good. But no, I should have put Wilson in. Case in point, Wilson's in next week. End of story. I've learned my lesson.
I can't even look at you. I can't even look at you. Just like
that's fair.
That's just
honestly, I can't even look at myself. So that makes two of us. So everyone else actually did pretty good. They did okay. Like Pittsburgh, 3 points, whatever. Kerryon Johnson and Kenyon Drake did okay. They got like about 7 points. Bucker, he's pretty good. He's like a consistent kicker, so he'll get like about 7 or so points. He'll get like between 7 and 13 points. He's pretty okay. So yeah, it was really Trubisky. He only got 9 points. Like Trubisky, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're actually a pretty good quarterback, but I don't know. He just, yeah, but no. I was facing against my friend Billy, who's actually he's the commissioner of this league, and he had some really high scoring players. He had Melvin Gordon, 22. He had Chubb. What's his name? Nick Chubb. Well, okay, 16. Not terrible. Oh, Kareem. How about Kareem Hunt, 33? Yeah, he outscored Gurley. That was pretty.
Wow.
Because even Gurley didn't score. He actually didn't do as well as he normally does. He just scored 19, which in his level of scoring, that's like a -1.
True. You're absolutely right.
In Gurley terms,
in Gurley terms, that's like colossal, just devastation.
You're right.
That's like a hurricane.
Yeah. It was
fantasy points.
Wasn't the best. Devontae did okay. He got 16, so he was one of the higher scoring, I guess, people. He was the second highest. Gurley was still the highest. That was the problem. Gurley was the highest, and he only scored 19, so I was in a little trouble there. So
it's okay.
Yeah,
You'll get through this.
You know what?
Because guess what?
Yeah.
Coming up this week, folks, that's right, in our league, so I'm sorry to sort of steal your thunder here, but it's coming up this week in our league. It is Kyle versus me.
Yep.
That's right. We are going to be going one-on-one, head-to-head, to see who is truly the best fantasy football manager, at least for this week. And we all know it's going to be me.
Or it could be me. You never know.
But
gotta watch out.
Yeah, so that's a quick preview to next week's episode, because we're literally going to be it's going to be all in, breaking down Kyle versus me in fantasy football, and it's going to be epic. And
may the best man
good
win.
luck.
Good luck.
May the best man win. So which means I'm going to win, because you're not a brilliant man.
You're right. I'm just too good.
That didn't make any sense, but whatever.
Wait, no,
all right. But yeah, so before we wrap up here, I did want to give a quick shout out to someone who has actually been on our show before.
Yes.
One time, who has making some big news in his own right. Our buddy Sean, who, if you remember, he was on it was way back a couple of years ago at least. It was right around the time of the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather fight.
I think this was when we still filmed at my old place in Norwood, I believe. So
that's right. You're right. We filmed that episode in your house in Norwood. That's right. But yeah, our buddy Sean made the news just yesterday, actually, where it was announced he's going to become the next head baseball coach at Danvers High School right here in Massachusetts. So I just want to throw a big congratulations out to Sean and wish him nothing but the best as he begins his time as head coach at Danvers High School. I know he's going to do a great job. It's actually kind of funny. So I know two people named Sean who are currently baseball coaches at either the high school or college head baseball coach, either the high school or college level.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because this Sean is going to be the head coach at Danvers, and I know another Sean who just was named this offseason the head baseball coach at Framingham State.
Oh, wow.
So I know, like I said, I know multiple Seans who coach baseball.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm a pretty big deal. No, I'm
kidding.
I'm kidding. But yeah, so it's like I said, just want to say congratulations.
Yeah, nice job, Sean. That's amazing.
I know he's a Craig Show legend too.
Yes.
You know, he's been on our show once, but he's definitely a legend of the Craig Show.
Yeah, he was one of their regulars on that show. If you ever get a chance to see it, it's really good.
One of the original.
Yes, the OGs.
Craig Show cast members.
Yeah.
All right, so until next week, we're going to sign off here for this edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, for Kyle, I'm Robbie, signing off for the couch, wishing you and yours a happy hump day, and we will see you next time here on a Couch Talking Sports. Bye, everybody.